Tesla owners might want to sit down for this, because while Elon has been busy with his Twitter feed, Kia just quietly launched an EV that makes the Model Y look like a relic from 2019. And for some reason, almost no one is talking about it. It's called the EV3. It just launched, and I've spent the last 2 weeks obsessively digging through every spec sheet, every early review, and I even talked to some owners in Korea where it's already on the road. And what I discovered genuinely shocked me. Kia didn't just build another electric car. It feels like they looked at every single annoying thing about modern EVs, especially Teslas, and just said, we can do that better. And you know what? They actually did. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So here's the deal with the EV market right now. For years, Tesla was king, right? They set the standard. Everyone else just followed. It's that minimalist interior with the giant screen, the over-the-air updates. The supercharger network, all of that became the blueprint for what an EV should be. But there's a huge problem with that blueprint. If you've ever actually lived with a Tesla, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the notorious build quality issues. The fact that basic functions like turn signals are buried in touchscreen menus. The bizarre decision to remove physical buttons for things you use every single day. The price has crept up to where a Model Y costs as much as a luxury car, but sure doesn't feel like one inside. Don't even get me started on the whole paying for features your car already has. Nightmare. Want heated seats? That'll be a subscription. Better acceleration? Another subscription? It's like buying a phone with a great camera but having to pay monthly to unlock the good features. Tesla normalized all of this. For a while, we just accepted it because, let's be honest, there weren't many real alternatives. But that's changing fast. Legacy car makers have finally figured out how to build great EVs. And with the EV3, Kia might have just built the best one yet. Let's start with the interior, because this is where the EV3 completely dismantles Tesla's philosophy. You know how a Model 3 or Model Y has that one massive screen in the middle and basically nothing else? Everything goes through that screen. Want to adjust your mirrors? Touchscreen? Open the glove box? Touchscreen? Change the wiper speed while you're driving through a sudden downpour? Good luck finding that in the menu without swerving. The EV3's designers looked at that and said, that's actually stupid, so they gave you both. You get 3 screens. A 12-inch digital cluster right in front of you, the driver. A massive 12-inch screen in the center. And here's the brilliant part. A 5-inch screen just for climate controls separate from the main one, so you can adjust the temperature without interrupting your navigation or music. But they didn't stop there. They kept physical buttons for everything that actually matters. Climate controls. Physical buttons and knobs right below the screen, exactly where your hand naturally goes.
Volume, an actual dial you can grab without looking. Heated seats, a real button you can feel and press without taking your eyes off the road. This might sound boring, but in 2024 it's revolutionary. Every other EV maker followed Tesla down this minimalist rabbit hole where you need a co-pilot to change the radio station. Kia said no. They designed an interior for people who actually drive cars, not for people who think cars should just be iPads on wheels. The materials are better too.
You see real stitching and soft-touch plastics where they matter. The Model Y is filled with that weird piano black plastic that gets covered in fingerprints and scratches if you so much as look at it wrong. The EV3 feels like you're sitting in a car that costs way more than it actually does. Speaking of cost, this is a huge one. The base EV3 is expected to start at around $37,000. A base Model Y. That'll be over $44,000. That's a massive price difference for a car that feels cheaper inside. Oh, and the EV3 has a heads-up display. You know that feature that projects your speed and navigation right onto the windshield so you literally never have to look down? Tesla still doesn't offer that. It's not on the Model Y, not in 2024. A feature that's been standard on mid-range cars for years. But here's where it gets really interesting. The tech Kia has packed into this thing. And I'm not talking about silly gimmicks. I'm talking about technology that actually changes how you use the car every single day. First, let's talk charging. Tesla's supercharger network is still the gold standard. I'll give them that. But the EV3 has a trick up its sleeve that Tesla doesn't. It's built on Kia's EGMP platform, which means it has an 800-volt architecture. What does that mean in the real world? It means you can charge this car from 10% to 80% in under 30 minutes. On a proper fast charger, You can add about 90 miles of range in less than 9 minutes. That is genuinely fast. And the EV3 works with pretty much every charging network out there. Tesla has recently started opening up its network, but you often need adapters and the whole experience can be a bit clunky. With the EV3, it just works. You're not locked into one single ecosystem. Then there's the battery management. Kia added this thing called a heat pump for climate control. It sounds boring, but it's pure genius. In cold weather, EVs lose a ton of range because heating the cabin is a huge power draw. Teslas use resistive heating, which is super inefficient. The EV3's heat pump uses way less energy to keep you warm. In real-world winter testing, similar Kia models lost about 20% less range than a Model Y in the same cold conditions. That is a massive advantage if you live anywhere that has an actual winter. The regenerative braking is smarter too. It has this iPedal mode that's way more customizable than Tesla's system. You can set exactly how aggressive you want the regen to be. Plus, it uses the car's cameras and radar to automatically adjust the braking force based on the car in front of you. So, if someone ahead of you brakes suddenly, your car starts regenerating harder automatically, even before you hit the brake pedal. It's like adaptive cruise control, but for saving energy. And here's something absolutely wild. The EV3 has vehicle to-load capability built in. Standard. That means you can plug regular, household devices right into your car and use it as a giant mobile battery. Going camping? You can power your entire setup. Power outage at home? You can run your fridge and lights. Tesla's been promising this feature for years with the Cybertruck, but it's still not available on the Model Y Kia just. Included it, so you've got a car that's cheaper, feels more premium inside, has a more user-friendly layout with actual buttons, charges faster, is more efficient in the cold, and can power your house in an emergency. When you lay it all out like that, the question isn't whether the Kia EV3 is a good car. The question is, why would anyone still buy a Model Y? Kia didn't just make a Tesla competitor. They made a car that feels a generation ahead. And that should have Tesla very, very worried. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more deep dives like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.